And we should be live, technically. Let me double check if everything works here. It's my first time streaming with YouTube, so I have no clue how to do it. I don't know if I have to like hit something here. It says starting. Okay, live. Nice. So we are live, guys. Today we're gonna be looking into making a Subway Surfer clone. Actually, let me just close my personal tabs. Actually, I've downloaded Nox, which is a Android emulator, and I've also downloaded Subway Surfer on top of it, so we can have a look. Because I haven't really played that game in the past. Actually, I haven't played it. Um, so I keep claiming that I can make it. I keep claiming that I can do a clone, but I've never actually looked into the game itself. I've had some screenshots, so we're gonna play it a little bit, just get a good feeling out of it, and start a Unity project. So here it is. That's the game right here. Okay, has a score on it, has a setting with sound, country. That sounds good. Okay, privacy policy. We don't necessarily need that right now, and that's it. Okay, so that's a simple menu screen. When we tap and we jump right into the game right away. So there's like no stupid menu. I like that. It's actually quite fast. So we're going straight into the game. And yeah, I saw a screenshot. It's quite easy to actually play this thing. So you have the swipe controls. You're playing on 3 lanes, and the map is seems to be randomly generated. If you look at the far back, you're also going to be seeing fog. So there is fog in the back, so we can also have that. And it's also a good way to hide the fact that you're generating your map on the go. What else? There's a lot of power-ups. There's a lot of like flying things. Oh, moving object. That's good. And is that if that's only it, should be quite simple. Also notice that the shader actually make it looks like it's actually spawning in a curved way. I don't know how to explain that better. It looks like this thing is not spawned on a linear axis. It's actually all straight objects. All of these are like straight models. They're not curved at all. The only way, well, not the only way, but the reason they look like they're curved is because of a shader. So we can do that quite easily. We are going to need, of course, some assets. We are covered on that, however, so that's pretty good. Um, and yeah, I mean, that's... Oh, wait, what's this? Okay, you can also fly, apparently. And there was coins in the air. So there's like a lot of little things. This game is polished. A lot. Hey, I'm seeing the comments. I'm seeing the comments. I'm gonna reply to them really soon. Right now, I'm just gonna try and finish this game. And here we go. So I kind of suck at this. Right. So let's have a look at the comments. Sup? Hey, what's up, Fade? Gammy, what's up? Cool, man. Played your Endless Runner and learned a lot. That's cool. This is so empty. Well, I just started. It's my first stream on YouTube. I have no clue how this thing works. Also, I don't even know if the sound is good. So please let me know if like the sound isn't good or if the quality could be better. I don't have curtains yet in my place, so the sun is like literally bursting through here, which makes it a little bit hard to see my face, but that's not a big deal. We're coding today. Okay, so once you're done with the game, you have your score, then you can share on Facebook. So that thing is quite hard to do, but we'll do it. And what else? Top run, you have the leaderboard that is, I guess, around you, or like who's Kevin, who's Daniel, all those people, like I don't know them, so definitely something weird going on there, but I'm assuming that we can figure it out by the end of this tutorial. 71 watching, holy, I was not expecting that at all. Hey, what's up, everybody? I can't keep up with the comments, so everything is perfect. Computer game design in university, teach me stuff. I am the kind of person that's gonna tell you not to go to school, so you shouldn't really listen to what I have to say. And that's coming from a a previous teacher. I used to teach, and I'm still like telling everybody not to go to school. That sucks. Okay, so yeah, so many people watching. I was not expecting this. Let's actually start right away, guys. I've had a fast look at this. Oh, wait, there's also a boost tab with in-app purchase. Okay, so that's going to be quite interesting as well. So we're going to be touching a lot of things. We're going to be touching Facebook integration. We're going to be touching IAP, in-app purchase, and the whole leaderboard thing was quite nice as well. What happens if we buy stuff? Okay, so this is the interface for Google Play to buy stuff. We're also going to be trying to integrate it on Mac. Um, I'm working with Mac at work, and I don't know if I can like let them, let ask them if I could use their Mac to actually program this thing. They're quite nice. They're most likely gonna say yes. I'll have to do it on the weekend though. Okay, cool. So we have this thing. There's like more. What the fuck? So many features. Oh, and then once you have one game in, your menu screen is jam-packed with stuff. There's like daily challenge, missions. Okay, so we got a nice feel to it. I feel like the first thing we need to do, like just to get this project started, would be to just have a layout of the scenes. So, like all the basic flow of the game. If I go back, say home, we start with this. So this is basically just the menu screen. That's also the game screen. When we die, do we actually swap? Let's have a look. Yeah, I feel like we're loading stuff from another scene. But it's always the same thing, so I don't know. Maybe we should only have one scene that does everything. And if you wait, Grammy says if you double tap, you're gonna have it overboard. Yep, that's right. Okay, what is this for? I don't know, but are we going faster? I don't feel like we're going faster, we're jumping, so what's the use of this thing? More points, maybe? Okay, that's a really complex game. I was expecting something simple. Alright guys, let's close this thing real quick. We're gonna boot a new Unity project. I feel like we have enough right now. So many comments, I can't keep up with all of those comments. How long do I think this tutorial would go for? I honestly don't know. What I feel like doing is we're going to be doing it during the live stream, but I'm also going to be taking notes to redo it in like a short and optimized manner for later. So don't look at those projects, they're bad. Subway Surfer, we're going to call it Pirate Run. The reason we're going to call it Pirate Runs is because I have a friend with me that is actually helping me with the art. We're also going to be giving away the heart. So if you guys want to follow the tutorial, it's going to come with the asset pack. How long this tutorial is going to be for, I have no clue. Like, literally, I don't know. Love from India. Hey, thank you so much. Please add a slide and jump animation. Are you going to write your own shader for that curve view? Yeah, I mean, we don't really have to write it. All my take on shader is that everybody like tries to make shader, and you can't really make a different shader. If you have one that actually curves the world, it's the same for everybody. So basically, we just have to pick it up from the web. That's all. But we can actually have a look at it and try to understand as much as we can. I've actually done shader a little bit in the past and had a lot of fun, so yes, we're going to be saving this tutorial. That's why I'm actually streaming on YouTube. If you get hit by some obstacle, you will get going either way. Okay, not sure I'm actually going to understand that. Hey, good morning, Alexon. What program do I what program do I use to emulate? I'm using Nox. Nox is my go-to Android emulator. And like I said, Richard, don't look at the title of the projects I work on. Okay, so Pirate Runs, we're gonna start right away with the title scene. You know what? I'm gonna boot it in parallel so we can have a look. Gonna start with the first scene. I don't feel like calling menu scene because it's not really a menu. You get into the game right away, so it's gonna be like the play scene, the game scene. We're going to add a script on top of that. Hey, hello everybody. Like so many people joining. I was expecting like 4 or 6 viewers. Usually that's what I get on Twitch, but now there's like too many people in here. I feel like we're gonna have to do more of these. Maybe some debugging session. What do you guys think? Maybe just like help some people around the community here. Hello from India, hello from France, Turkey, Philippines. That's a lot of places, man. Alright, so private void start. How could we go about doing this? Let me just I have to think because we're gonna be like having this menu scene and then it jumps right into the game. So private bool in game. It's like all week I'm working on a Mac and the keybinds are so different. Now I'm back on my Windows machine. Finally feel that good Control S instead of doing it like an Alt S. I'm gonna be messing up a little bit of my typing, but that's okay. Okay, so we start the game. We're not playing right away. We're gonna have a function that helps us kick right into the game. So start game. What's going to happen at this point is that we toggle our boolean on, so true, and of course a bunch of things. So we're gonna be turning off the menu as well. So private void turn off menu. So many comments. I feel like we're gonna be doing more live streams, but it's gonna be like all about answering your question through comments. Today is about making the Subway Surfer. I'm still reading them though. So let's see. Hello from India, Israel, Netherlands. Wow, Slovakia. That place is cool. You can have a look at this Infinite Runner game. Easier new concept. There you go. Yeah, you subscribed yesterday and you're looking for Endless Runner. Well, that's just you're in luck right here. Okay, so start game. It's gonna turn off the menu. Let's actually keep our menu, our offline, not offline, our menu outside. Let's just call it menu. In a game object, and when we need to turn it off, we can simply do a menu.setActive. Actually, you know what? That's boring. When you do a menu set active off, it just cuts it instantly. What I like to do is actually have a canvas group instead. So private canvas group, menu group, and we're going to fade it out. So just even though like if it's only 0.5 second, just the fact that you're not completely just turning off your menu in one go, it makes it look good. So menu group alpha, in the end is gonna have to be 0. We're gonna animate it a little bit later on. Menu group interactive or interactable is gonna be equal to false. And let's also do, what's the other one? There's like a block raycast, I think. Yep. This being said, we're also gonna have one function to turn it on. So turn on menu, in which we do basically the same exact thing. However, have this value turn around. So alpha is going to be equal to 1. This is equal to true. True. And our menu group, let's actually have, there's two ways to go about this. We can either make it public and drag and drop the thing, or we could give it a name and actually just do a game object.find. I think I'll just put it public. So I don't have too many operation in my start, in case the loading time at the beginning is not fast for some reason. Okay, so we got our main camera. Let's save this scene for game scene, or just game. Create a little bit of folder down there, so scripts, prefab, and what else? Scenes. I'm going in a weird order. I'm just improvising. Let me quickly have a look at those comments. There's so many comments. That's just amazing. Hi from India, Poland again. Poland takes over the stream. What time is it in Poland anyway? Like I'm streaming in the morning. That's totally just 11 in the morning right now. Netherlands, Slovakia. Hey, those are all places that I need to go at one point. Romania as well. Argentina, open a game. And show what you're doing from it. Oh yeah, I could actually do that. Yeah, if you're trying to just pick up programming in general, I would go with, like, I'm always selling the same exact thing to everybody. If you're trying to pick up programming, the simplest thing you could do is just do something that you want to do, something that's going to motivate you. In my case, when I started programming, actually, like, I didn't have any I was really young, and all I wanted to, I didn't want to learn programming. I wanted to make a game. So I picked up Unity as long as as soon as it started, and just went on the web. One of the guy that helped me out quite a lot was, let me just pull it up because I know some people are going to relate to this guy as well. Bergzerg Arcade. I've actually went through his old RPG
Hello, everyone,
series.
and welcome to the first stage of your.
He's still quite active today. I'm on his Discord. Hopefully we can actually collab together someday. But I've picked up his RPG series, and like I learned through just copying his code. That's weird, but that's what happened. I just like watch his thing, and I asked question about his code on the Unity forum, got some answer. Eventually, when you made the click, it all goes from there. You just gotta make the click. Okay, so enough talking. I'm getting lost here. We have our game scene right here. I said that we're gonna have a menu, so let's right click somewhere, UI. Gonna go for a panel, why not? It's 9 p.m. here in India. Oh, that's like the perfect time to stream. Yo, Alox, alors, what? Salut, man. Va falloir que tu me rappelles que t'es... Non, je sais pas c'est qui, en fait. Dis-moi donc t'es qui. Voir si je peux donner un mode, quelque chose. Alright, let's have this panel. That's gonna be the menu. I'm not sure what's gonna go inside of it just yet. We're gonna boot this thing so we can actually tell. Let's copy over the menu. Oh, also there's this loading thing that I haven't really figured out. We're gonna have a preloader just to make sure we have all our data ready before the game starts. So there's like mission, daily, that's a lot of stuff. And we're gonna be including every single one of these. So let's get ready. First off, the game is being played in portrait mode, so we have to swap that. I'll go over to the build settings, put that on Android, switch the platform, and we're gonna go for the highest resolution that we can actually have here. So we're looking into this one, so 800 by 1280. I like making games for portrait because I can actually split my game and my scene view like this, and it actually works. Okay, so back on my canvas, that's gonna be my menu. Actually, that's gonna be my canvas. Beneath that is gonna be my actual real menu, and then beneath that there's gonna be another game menu for everything that is on the when you're playing. So all of these things at the top, that's gonna be for another menu. We don't want to fade out this thing. That game is actually quite fun. I could be playing it for hours. But hey, let's get back on the topic. We have to make these things. So mission, daily challenge, let's get away. Let's start right away. Button, that's missions. Also gonna make sure this canvas takes the whole screen. Oh, and before we make anything, canvas scaler has to be on scale with screen size. We're going for 800 by 1280 in this case. So let's see. Italy, 12 years old, trying to make games. 12 years old is young, and I hope that I hope you're successful. Oui, je parle en français en fait. Je viens du Québec. Yes, Hugo, this is gonna be uploaded later. So, mission top left. I'm not quite sure about the margin. We're gonna go with something simple, like 20. Like, I can't believe the amount of people watching. I'm streaming on Twitch. I get 6 to 7 viewers, like, max. And here we hit, like, 122 right now. I don't even know what to deal with that. The name of the channel I learned from when I was really like starting out was Bergzerg Arcade. If you want, you can join his Discord. Like, he has a Discord page. I'll put it in the links. Let's have a look at my Discord real quick. Here it is. So this guy. link to never expire. We're gonna put that right here. Just tell them that I sent you. Be like, hey, Nurk sent you, or sent me, whatever. I'm here to learn. Alright. Ah, arrête là, man, t'es en train de give out la vraie personnalité. Là. Faut pas que tu dises c'est combien. The thing I consider when I make separate scenes, the final size, what do you mean the final size of the APK or the final size of, I'm not quite sure here. That's mission, that's daily challenge, daily mission. So, okay. I'm trying to keep up with the chat at the same time. It's really a bad idea. I'm gonna get lost doing that. Let's actually finish the menu, right? Before we do any debugging or helping stuff. So, okay, this thing over here is, I'm not quite sure what it is. It looks like you have your item and you can buy overboards. It's only one button for overboards only. And yet I haven't figured out what they do in the game. Oh, protect yourself from crashing for 30 seconds. That can actually be quite good. What is this thing? That's a dance weekend. Don't really care about that. So our game, if I kind of mentioned it earlier today, our game is gonna be the same exact thing, but we're not gonna be using like their team for art. We're gonna be using ships and sea, and like it's gonna be like boats, pirates, that kind of stuff. Because we have the art from one of my friend, and we're gonna be using that. So we're not gonna be using overboard. We're gonna have to use something else, like a productive bubble. I don't know. I'm going to call it overboards, so actually we know what it is, but that's not gonna be overboard in the end. And this thing here is gonna be an icon. Amazing. Let me close this real quick. We have the settings, and we also have the weekend event or something like that. So settings, and then there's these other things that I don't know what they are. That's settings. And just bear with me, guys. I'm not really placing them like properly. They should be like aligned with perfect margin. But of course, those are not the final settings. Could be making it a little bit bigger though. Okay. Amazing. Now these three icons, okay, so what is this? Weekly on, so that's like another weekly stuff. So this thing right here on this line is like all about week events. So the way I'm going to be splitting this menu is actually do it in rows. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this would be like a row right here, and then the weekend stuff would be on another row. This one anchor on the left and the other one anchor on the right. And we just go from there. Okay, cool. So I'll wrap everything into a panel. That's going to be the first row. And all of these icons are going to go right into it. I think we're also going to be using some pre-formatted way or pre-formatted layout. So I'm going to be removing these thing here, the images, first row. Actually, just for vision purpose, I'll leave this one up. And now let's use a horizontal layout group. Not middle center, let's do top center, so upper center, with a padding of 10 at the top. Okay, cool. Now I need to make sure that this is not like taking the whole screen, so how do I go about doing this? Modify the height for, say, 150. Oh, also make sure you anchor this at the top. Alright, so just playing around with the menu, nothing too complex. That's our first row. I'm gonna be copying this thing over to the second row. Now let's see if we can actually create something that has how to say, some kind of padding to it. 115, okay, remove icons in here. One of them is going to be anchored on the left, and the other one is going to be anchored on the right. So I just removed the horizontal layout group for the second row, since I need one to be on the left and the other one to be on the right. With a margin of, we used 10 earlier, that's 20 total. Same thing for this side, let's do minus 20. So we have our week or weekly icons there. Then we just keep going for the third row. I feel like we have so many of these. This menu is like jam-packed, it's like full. And I'm not even talking about these things at the bottom here. I don't know what they are for. Oh, you got some user customization on top of that? Amazing. That's gonna be a long tutorial. Okay, let's go for the third row. So 125 times 2. Here we are. This one was only on one side. Oh no, it's actually on both sides. That's like the news and also get keys. Get keys for watching ad. I like that. I also like the orientation of this. That's pretty good. Let's have a look at the comment while I'm stuck in here. So, thanks, Robert. How much math do you need? Like math skills? You don't actually need math skills. If I recall, I don't even have. Well, I have my high school maths now, but I didn't have it before I started programming, and even before I took like my class. So I don't think you need math skills. You just need to understand what things do, basically. So you know like what a cross product does, a dot product does, anything around the vector and matrix, and even matrix, you don't even need to know what matrix does, simply because everything is already done for you. Like you just open up like a code, anything, and you're gonna type in matf, and all you need to do is input parameters. You don't even need to know how to do the operation. So I don't think you need maths. That's my simple answer. What did I eat for breakfast? I don't even remember. Love your vid. Thank you so much. How much does it cost to get a developer account on iOS? I honestly don't remember. I think it's like 99. It's like $100 for 1 year because it actually fades out at one point. Yeah, people are answering. So $99 for 1 year, and Play Store actually takes a cut of what you sell. So not really cool. 70 MB is good. Yep. Thank you for all the comments. Like you are the best on that kind of stuff. I really enjoy it. Please do a fly mode for characters. Sure. Sure. I mean, we have to do it. It's part of the game. So what is this last one? So earn coins when you install other app. Okay, so that's kind of. That is like, I don't even know if this is legal. But like if you do that, it helps them with the affiliate stuff. So I guess that's very cool. I don't think we need one since we don't really have any other app. We could add one, definitely. I mean, we have to add it somehow. Oh my god, this is like some mafia stuff right there. Okay, weekly hunt. Cool. Weekly hunt. What's next here? This thing is the dense weekend. It's probably not always a dense weekend. How long is it gonna take? I'm not quite sure. Like I said, I'm actually taking notes on the side. Well, not right now, but I'm gonna be taking notes on the side to redo it in a more optimized manner. I feel like these live streams are only gonna be for kind of hanging out and like getting to know the game a little bit better. But there's gonna be another tutorial that is more structured. where we go in every single details, all of these things, even the cartel thing where you give coins for installs and they get a lot of money out of that. That's kind of weird. So weekly hunt, that's the dance weekend, so I'll just call it dance weekend. The other icons are the following, so third row, that's not cool. That's mail. And we got this thing, which is that's just playing an ad basically, so rewarded ad. Okay. Amazing. There's one last row for what was it already? It was for this thing right there. So get money. Okay, so that's the cartel thing. We'll call it download other apps. Hey, thank you so much. My channel is fucking amazing. I'm trying my best. I could try a little bit harder to make it more amazing, but hey, I feel like I mean, I've been helped by YouTube channel in the past to start my whole programming career, so I kind of felt like giving back, and it's working quite well actually. Getting a lot of subs, if we can measure it that way. Alright, let's wipe those images, and we have our first part of the menu. I'm also going to remove the amazing skybox we have here. Oh yes, that's good. Okay, we're missing only 3 icons that we're gonna put at the bottom here, so that's gonna be the bottom. I'm not even gonna call it 5th row or anything, because I feel like there could be more for some reason. I see like this menu could be technically modular depending on, oh, do we have anything going on this week, or you know, something of the sort. So I'm gonna make sure that I don't assume that only these buttons are there. There might be more. Okay, so for the bottom one, we only need 3 icons. I'm gonna put back the horizontal layout group right here, and just copy this 3 times. We have on the left side, we have the top run. So top runs. We have the Me tab, I guess that's for customization, and also the shop. You want to make game like Rust, but you don't want it to have performance issue. Well, you know what? Earlier, like this year, I would have told you just pick up Unreal Engine, but now Unity is coming up with some really good changes. So we have like the video player recently, that's really good. We're also gonna have a new input manager that's gonna be like amazing. You're gonna be able to unplug your controller while the game is playing, and it's not gonna mess up anything. Right now, if you do that on a Unity game with the old input manager, you're looking into a lot of like potential problems. You might have the player 2 swap over to player 1, that kind of stuff. It's not gonna happen anymore. So Unity is really going for something that is more AAA ready or AAA oriented. So you're looking at like Unity is gonna be big eventually. Okay, cool. So top runs, let's actually change the text real quick. Top runs, that's the Me tab. All of these are gonna have to be bound to actions, and we could actually do that boring part just now, or we could just do the tap and get into the game. Let's actually do the tap and get into the game, feel like, and that is only because people are here. I'm not expecting that much people, to be honest, so we're gonna go with that. Okay, so we have our menu. Like I said earlier, we have a canvas group on top of it, so let's have that. And now when we hit play, when we tap anywhere that isn't on a button, we're gonna remove the alpha and also remove the interactable. So this way, this thing actually goes away and we can move on to our game menu. So we can swap over to our game menu. Talking about game menu, we are going to actually create it right away. Same thing as the last one, UI, panel, but this one is quite simple if I can recall. So you've got a pause button, you've got a total of like 4 display or 5 display of score, and that's it. Okay. So basically, only a pause button that's all we need to know. Game menu is gonna have a canvas group on it. For the duration of this, while we're making the game menu, I'm going to turn off the alpha on this one. And let's actually create it super fast this time. We're not gonna get stuck into reading comments for too long. Let's have a margin of 20 minus 20. That's the pause button. We'll put pipe signs there. Or I don't have them, okay. There we go. Of course, all temporary art, we need to do a lot of UX. It's 11:40 in the Philippines. I actually know that. I remember because I've been living there. Well, I lived there for like total of 6 months in my life. Had a really good time. Please oh, I'm just getting some errors from YouTube right now. I don't know if I should address them at the moment. Yeah, I'm getting I'm getting a lot of bad feedback from my YouTube stream. Not from you guys, but from the actual platform. It's saying that we have bad video settings. But you know what? I'm actually going to fix that for a future stream. This right here is the first YouTube stream I do, and like looking at the stats, just like I'm really happy that you guys are there. I'm actually going to be using this right now. I mean, from now on. Is Bergzerg Discord active? It is very, very active. Yeah. I keep getting spam. I had to mute it because it's so active. And I also have my own Discord. I'm not linking it too much because, like, I'm not like using it that much. And as you can tell, it's a amazing Discord with a total of 1 person in it, and that's me. But I'm looking to open it in the future. That's actually where I want to move on the not the Q&A, but like the support, because my Facebook is getting spammed like by some assholes. Like a few guys from Egypt. I'm not saying like guys from Egypt are bad, but like these guys are like 3 guys from Egypt, and they just keep spamming me nonstop, and I really dislike them with all my heart. And I can't really ban them because they just end up, I don't know how, they just end up with like new accounts all the time, but I know it's them since they always send us the same messages. But however, yeah, this is the actual link to Discord. It's in the chat right now. That's where I want to move on my Q&A. I might not be so active right now, but once I actually shut down the Facebook page messages system, that's where I'll move it up. Sorry. I have issues speaking English. I haven't been speaking English in a very long time. Oh, it's really that bad? 360p? Ugh. Okay, so we're gonna have to fix the quality of this thing. Yes, there's gonna be a live stream recording available. However, I don't think it's a good idea since we're only in 360p. Robert says there is a lot of good channels. Yeah, Bergzer Arcade is, well, it's gonna be my personal favorite. I'm not sure if it's the best one or anything, but it's gonna be my personal favorite because that's where I started from. There's mine, there's Brecky's. Brecky's really cool. Sebastian is also very cool. I think I've connected with him on LinkedIn. I wish I could do like collabs with these guys, but they're all so busy. Psycho, I don't know them. Boards to Bit, don't know them. Gamer to Game Dev, not sure. Speed Tutor, I've heard about him. Demkeys, I think we kind of worked together in the past on a Freedom game, but that didn't really go so well. Oh, you're having 1080p. Okay, so you're just confusing me, guys, now. Have I used CryEngine in the past? I have not used CryEngine in the past. Like I'm like I'm really only Unity based at the moment, and I don't feel like I need to switch really. With all the good changes are coming, I don't feel like I need to switch to anything else. We need to code a little bit. I feel like we haven't been coding enough. So quickly, just finish those buttons. There is this thing. There is the let's put panels for now. Gonna take a screenshot actually. So this is like the totem thing. I'll just call it totem. Anchor it at the top. Let's do -30. I'm just like putting some random size. We just need to place placeholder right now. You know what? Since we need placeholders, like I'm going to make it super quick like that. Copying a little bit of what they're doing. And then there is the top run. Obviously the scaling is all wrong, but hey, we'll get through it. Okay, so this is like the modifier right here. I'm going to rename all of these. That's totem, that is the score. That would be the coins. That's the top run. And that's the modifier. Amazing, let's remove the image from this thing. Now we're gonna go back in our game scene, have a reference. Let's have a quick reference to our game thing. So game menu group. I also lost my IntelliSense, so that kind of sucks. There, it's back. So when we start the game, we turn on the menu, we turn off the menu. Okay, so we turn off the menu, and then we need to turn on the game menu. So private void turn on game menu, just like this. Amazing. I would like to let you guys know like what's going on with the whole channel thing. There's like some big projects. I just want to be making sure that I can actually follow up with them. Like Subway Surfer is something we were supposed to do for a long time, but there is so much things like going on. Like I wish I could share everything, but I don't want to get like, I don't want to say something that I can't actually do, but I wish I could. We're looking into multiplayer stuff and it's just amazing. So when we start the game, we turn off the menu and we turn on the game menu. This one is the one that we made second. So game menu. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's just do that. So game menu group. Alpha is going to be equal to 1. Game menu group. Interactable is equal to false. Game menu group. Blocks raycast is also equal to false. Copy this over, swap them. So that's 0. That is, whoa, what am I doing? So turn on, when you turn on the game menu, you make it interactable true. There we go. Start game, we swap the menu, simple stuff. Now to start, we need to keep track of, are we clicking anywhere in the screen? So should we actually move this over to another script? I feel like we should move it to another script because everything is in the same scene. Eventually it's gonna get quite big. So I'm gonna have something else that pulls the input. Let's create a input script. We're not gonna call it input, that's like way too bad. Let's call it pull input. That's also very bad. Swipe controls. That's awful. Just call it mobile input. Yeah, mobile input is good. Block raycast is equal to false. That means when you click on it, well, when you click, it doesn't actually block your raycast from the other objects. The thing is, we're never really turning them off. So what happens is they're still there, but they're transparent. Since the alpha is on 0, they are there, but they're transparent. If we don't like do a block raycast is equal to false, you're gonna be clicking on them and you're not gonna know why. Basically, you're gonna be clicking on this thing and you're like, Why are my clicks not working? And the only reason is because, well, there is this object in front of it that's invisible, but you're clicking on it. Okay, so we got our mobile input scripts. What are we going to be doing with this? We're going to be doing quite a bunch of things. So private void update. For this game, I realized that we need tap. So tap is quite simple. It's just like a normal touch. We also need the swipe up, swipe left, down, all that kind of stuff. Public void. Or you know what? We're going to make it static. So public static mobile input. Do we need mono behavior? Do we need mono behavior? We don't need mono behavior. Do we need mono? Yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it and we'll have a singleton instead. And you know what? We're gonna have like a really bad singleton. Actually, it's not gonna be a singleton, but we're gonna have a static instance instead. So let's do public class mobile input, and let's have a public static mobile input class we'll call instance. We always do that. Like, if I was by myself coding, if I was actually just like making this as a side project, I'd be using a singleton class, mono singleton, but I feel like people don't really know what the pattern is about and why it's like that. So sometimes I avoid using like stuff that is too complex just to make sure everybody understands. Let's read a little bit of the chat. So 720, that's good, okay. Channel logo is also all over your face. That's right, thank you, Sarah. My channel logo is all over my face. There's a bunch of things I need to fix. Okay, wait, I'll go here, or here. There's a bunch of things I need to fix. That's my first YouTube live stream. I'm trying to figure this out. Thank you so much for all the views, though. Like, the support is amazing. We're gonna be doing a lot more of these, guys. If you have, like, problems or, like, any bugs, we're gonna be doing debugging session. So everybody can have working game, and we can all put that in like some big Hall of Fame kind of stuff, whatever. What are you doing in my new job? Actually, what am I doing in my new job? I'm actually writing Ruby right now. I'm learning Ruby. I'm learning Node.js for the front end. I'm also learning Chef for deploying machines. So a bunch of skill set that is not really game related, but it could actually be. Such as for this secret multiplayer project. Do I have a girlfriend? Does it matter? Okay, I think game menu and gameplay looks like the same scene. It actually looks like the same exact thing. Like, I don't even think that there's any transition. Like this thing and the game scene, it's like, if there's one, it's really seamless. And something that might actually happen that we didn't really think about, there might be like scenes that are loaded additive, so it might be multiple scenes, but they're loaded on top of each other. Okay. Will you write the shader for curved world? Yes, we are going to write it. Or we're going to find it on the web and try to explain it as much as we can. Do you share the project? Yeah, the project is going to be shared. My girlfriend is Unity, that's right. There was a video about comparing the engines, and the guy was telling it becomes very powerful when you can script in Unity. Yeah, no, I mean, Unity lets you do pretty much everything you want. It's true that sometimes Unreal might be more appealing since you have access to the open source, but I didn't really run into any really bad bug. I had to go fix it in the engine with Unity. There is like some bugs in the past that was really annoying, but they're quite fast and they fix it in the next version. Like, what games have you made that made you famous? I didn't make any games. I'm just some guy that makes like a bunch of little things, and I'm just teaching. I don't think I'm famous, and I don't think I've made anything that is worth what I can do yet. However, I guess if you're asking like in general, I've been part of Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I guess. But like I'm one person out of the 3,000 that worked on that. Am I making a full game? I'm making the full game, yeah. What's the thing with modal behavior? Modal behavior is what you inherit from when you're using Unity components. So if you want to be drag and dropping like your script on top of an object, it has to inherit from modal behavior. For next live job, think about fix shot. I don't know what this is. Yes, I will save the live stream. What is the difference in between a class and a static class? Your static class is going to be everywhere. You don't even need to... Well, technically in Unity, everything is almost... No, it's not always static. A static class just means that it's always there, like it's always going to be present, and you can just click, you can, like, from anywhere I could do, in this case, mobile input dot instance and get an instance. Well, get this field right here. Right now it's nothing. We have to set it in, say, private void awake. But the fact that it is static makes it so I can say instance is equal to this, oh sorry, is equal to this, and anywhere in my script I can get this object, this reference of this object. Okay, I'm gonna skip a bit because I'm like reading comments from way too high. How long am I gonna be streaming? I didn't plan on streaming for too long, to be honest, because I gotta go work out a bit. I gotta go work out a bit. But really, like, seeing the results I'm getting right now in terms of stream and like the people watching, this is gonna be something that happens more versus me streaming like to 6 person on Twitch. Yes, we worked on one of the biggest game ever. Thank you, Sarah. Will you make a Super Mario 64 type clone? No, I'm sorry, I won't. Hey, Happy Farang, how you doing? Can you make a Clash of Clans clone? This thing is going to require a lot of server side, so I think like before we even get into making something as big as Clash of Clans, and we won't, basically, we don't have the resources, like me by myself, or maybe like some artists, we don't really have the resource to make something as big as that. I feel like Subway Surfer is something doable, but there's a lot of polish to go like on top of it. But something as big as Clash of Clans, we can try to create like a small clone of it, but we're going to need a tutorial on how like to make the server first by itself, and that's gonna be boring. Trust me, that's gonna be extremely boring. I don't think people are gonna watch it at all, but that's where it should actually start. Okay, so mobile input, I was looking into getting some taps input, so let's do, can I do public static here? I'll actually leave it like that. So public bool tap. This way we're gonna know if somebody tapped or not. Simple thing like that. So if input, actually let's put it in here. If input, we're gonna be using Unity's input manager for now. And I'm inheriting from model behavior, and I have Unity engine, so technically I should be able to do that. So input get mouse down, because taps are the same thing as mouses basically. So I'm so used to coding on Mac. We're gonna return that like this. So if you press on the button, let's go ahead and return true, and if you didn't, we're gonna return false. Now we need to have our input manager, our mobile input somewhere, so I'm gonna leave it, say, should I leave it on the game scene? I'm gonna put it right here on the game scene. Move it later on if we have to. Like I said, we're gonna be like, I'm gonna be rewriting the whole tutorial, but I need to make the game first, because that's always what I do. I always make the game first, and then we have to rewrite the whole thing to make it more tutorial friendly. I'm missing something. Unity engine.input does not contain definition. Well, can they give me some can they give me some IntelliSense so I can know what's a good call? Get mouse button down. Oh yeah, it's get mouse button down, okay. I'm going to close this. I need some IntelliSense to code. I'm a tab coder, so most of the time I don't finish anything I write. I just click on tab and the autocomplete takes care of it. Hey, love from Germany. I love Germany too. Server stuff is dry but not boring. Then I think we're gonna get along, yes. Yes, I make clones of games because that's I actually I would love to make like IP and stuff like that, but in terms of views, because I want to have like I want to have a successful YouTube channel, that's my goal. But if I want to have that, I can't just start off making the kind of games I want to make. I gotta go like and do the things that are popular, like Subway Surfer. I haven't played this game before. It's my first time this morning playing it. You know, I don't really think about these games so much. I have my own projects on the side, but I can't actually share them because they're boring. They're boring to everybody else. They can't relate to it. So unless I make a game and it gets popular and then I make a tutorial on it, I'm gonna have to stick to things people know. Okay, so we have this thing. Let's go back. Let's try not to get lost too much. Private void start or update. Dude, thank you so much. Your endless tutorial was amazing. I think it was really bad. Like, I think that was like the worst thing, and I rushed it, and it's just, I don't want to have this endless tutorial in mind. But it's doing very good on YouTube, so yet again, that's like my dissonance right there. So we're looking at the mobile input. So if mobile input dot instance, and if we're tapping, let's go ahead and start the game. But there's more to just that. There's like more to it. So if we tap and the game is not started, so is game started like this, then we go ahead and we start the game. Let's try this out. Okay, that's the very first attempt. Game menu is going to be on 0, uninteractable, and also it's not going to block raycast. The menu, however, is going to be like this. Let's press on play. Thank you for the good lucks. So here it is. So we've got our very first bug. Let's drag and drop our game menu in here, and here we go. So that's our menu scene. We click here. We have the game menu, and then the gameplay would start. Talking about gameplay, let's actually start laying down our lanes, because we're walking on 3 lanes in Subway Surfer. So I feel like this should be the world. I don't know if I should be combining the world generation and also the lanes mechanic. You know what? Let's actually have only the player first. So player, motor. I really love to call my things motor. Hey, we reached a peak of 134 viewers. This is amazing. I have no clue what to do with that in the future. Have you participated in any Ludum Dare? I don't know what a Ludum Dare is. Yeah, like, I'm sorry, I don't know. Alright, so player motor. Let me quickly check something real quick. Oh, and I've just got some assets, so that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna check my calendar real quick to know what time I have to bounce from here. I'm the least prepared person in the world, but sometime I've put events in my calendar. Okay, cool. Ludum Dare is like a game jam. I haven't done it. I should do it. Let's actually Google it real quick. So Ludum Dare. Well, I was not, let's see, like 140 views and only 95 likes. I wasn't expecting to get more than 5 person watching this, so I'm quite happy with the result. Well, that was actually fun. When is this? April 21st. Well then, I think we missed it for this year. But why not? Why not next year? Do you know what this error could be? Cannot find candidate artifact. That's a stupid. That's an Android bug. What is it already? Every time you have an Android bug, like really the first thing you need to do is make sure all your Android SDK services are up to date. And usually that fixes it for me. How old are you? It doesn't matter. Do you know who Jimmy Vegas? Yeah, I know Jimmy Vegas. He's the one hijacking all the all the big titles on YouTube. When you type in Unity 5 tutorial, he's the one that comes up. Hey, let's actually code the lane. So private int current lane. Let's do a float for now. So current x position and private int desired lane, because we're gonna be like doing some kind of animation in between. So you might be stuck in, you might be you might be stuck in between lanes. Yes, the live stream is going to be available later on. Private void start. When you start off, you're on desired lane 1, right? So I'm actually going to make this private void start game. So on start game, actually on start game. Desired line is going to be equal to 1. That's the center one. And what else? Current x. It sounds like current x position. So let's do current x, because we're only talking about the player here. And that's going to be 0. So I feel like that should always be 0. Now, in terms of what controller are we going to be using? Are we using a rigid body or a character controllers? I believe that we're going to be using a character controller, so we have the full control over it. So character controller. That, however, we need to start for this. So private void start controller is equal to get component character controller. Am I older than 25? No, I'm younger than 25. Can you explain why we should use get set? It's really just a way of cleaning your code, to be honest. I don't have the real answer to that. I'm actually using it by like, it became a habit. But in this code, I haven't used it at all. Hey, yeah, this let 'em dare thing looks very fun. Should definitely participate in it later this year. Might bring some of my friends, some artist friends. Okay. On start game, let's make it public. Public void init game, and we need to call it from our menu or game scene actually. So when we start a game, init game. Now, how do we go about getting a reference to our player motor? I think we're just simply going to grab it right here. Should we grab it right here? Hey, stay focused? Yeah, you're right. I gotta stay focused. Thanks for putting me back on track. Okay, sorry. Private player motor. And we'll have a start here as well, so private void start. Like I said, I'm coding this like as much as I can right now, and I'm being a little bit distracted by myself. But there's gonna be like a whole wrap up of this thing as understandable tutorial later. But like I said, right now I need to make the game. And when the game is made, then I go back and I look at how can we split things apart, how can I make this simple to understand, and that's where we start the recording process, which usually takes about a month. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna stop reading comments. No, I'm not 19. I'm older than 19 and I'm younger than 25. See, you've got a good range there. Initialize doesn't work, so why? Do we have a null reference? Yes, we have a null reference, so... Oh, it's because we don't have a player. Let's put a player down. It's gonna be the famous capsule for now. But I believe I just got a message with art asset in it, so next time we actually stream this, we should have some art. No, I'm not 19. I'm older than 19. Where do I get 3D models? Usually usually you try to have good friends, or if you're like me with all the previous projects, you just don't. You don't have 3D model. Or the asset store has some good free stuff as well. So you're all guessing my age. I'm just gonna say that like I'm 22, right? So player has the player motor on it. And what is it? Okay, so controller, we have the initial game, the initial in a game, sorry, game scene. From there we can start moving. So when the game is started, we can start moving. So private bool is in game. It's gonna be equal to false at the beginning. Then right here, it's gonna be put back to true. When we are in game, we're gonna be running a for loop. So private void update. Sorry, not a for loop, a simple update loop. And I'm still messing around with my Mac keybinds. So if we are not in game, if it's not in game, we're going to do a simple return. We don't need to update our player whatsoever. If, however, we are in game, this is where we're going to be calculating where he is at right now. So let's take his current, let's take the move delta actually. It's going to be equal to vector3.0 at first. Then we're going to be looking, so where exactly are you at? Whoa! Pickabot Gaming, thank you so much for the super chat donation. What is this? Is this like a way to get money on live stream? Amazing! Thank you so much. To be honest, I cannot read what currency this is, but mucho appreciate. Move delta. Move delta. We're gonna be looking at okay, controller.move. We're moving using move delta times time the delta time. Now what we have to do at this point is we're going to take our current position, which is current x, I believe, and we're going to compare it with which lane are you supposed to go. So we have to find a way. We have to find a way to actually know which lane he should be on right now. I think this is where the pool input is going to come in as well. Right now we'll leave it like that. We're going to go ahead and just create some function. So private void move left and also move right. Why not? Or let's actually just call it move, and then we'll have something that says boolean left. So if we call move false, then we're moving right. Okay. If we call move and we send it a parameter false, it's going to be going left. And if we send it through, it's going to go right. Okay, that's simple. So if we're moving, if we're moving left, then if we are moving left, we're going to do desired lane minus minus. Let's wrap this into an if statement. We're going to need more lines. And if desired lane is equal to -1, that means we went a little bit too far, and we're going to set it back to 0. We're also going to be playing some like sounds, like I don't know how it's going to work. We're going to be playing sound effects to say, well, you're running into the wall, so you gotta stop doing that. If we're going right, then so let's just do it else in this case. Then desired lane is ++, and we have a maximum amount of lanes. You know what? We should actually put that on 4 lanes. No, we can't do that. We could, but that would be against the whole cloning the game kind of thing. So if desired lane is equal to 2, which is the 3rd lane, in that case, we go back to number 2. And again, play sound effects. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to explain some concept of it and also remake the game. Are you going to add power-ups that are in Subway Surfer? We're doing the whole thing. So basically, we're just trying to clone it from the start. Like I said, it might take a while. It's going to take a while, actually. It's a big game. But the way it's actually going right now, I think I like doing the live stream. I mean, a lot of actual people watching right now, so I'm enjoying this quite a lot, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm also losing my English. But yeah, we have time to make this. We're not stressed too much. And it's gonna be a good way, good ride, good journey, good journey. That's the word. I'm sorry. Also, if you hear me saying I'm sorry quite a lot, that's because I'm Canadian. This guy is the reason I moved Java to C Sharp. Well, I hope you're enjoying C Sharp because it's a lot more interesting than Java. Oh, okay, okay, back to coding. Okay, so basically we have desired line which is 0, 1, or 2. Now we gotta be making sure that our x move towards where it should be. So I'm gonna be coding something that is really, well, that might not look too good at first. Hmm. Let's do. Let's do. Do we actually need this thing? I feel like we're just gonna be using a normal transform. I'm wiping this thing for now. Might be a lot of experimental stuff going on here, but let's do transform. The position is gonna be equal to vector3.lerp in between my current position. Nah, no, that's not gonna work. Definitely not. Okay, it's gonna be equal to vector3 move towards our current position, and our target would be, now our target depends on where exactly is the desired lane, so vector3 target position is going to equal, and then we have to find out. So if, let's do a switch case, so if desired lane, sorry, if switch desired lane, if desired lane is 0, so case 0, then we need to move on over to, I'm not quite sure, it's going to be maybe like vector3 left, maybe 1 meter towards the left. If it's 1, then we're going straight to vector3.0, and if it is 2, we're going straight to vector3.right. Alright, let's clean up this thing. So we need break statement, that's a switch. We also need to assign our target, so target position is going to equal that, and that. So he finally proved that Canadian have accent. Yes. Yes. Shouldn't it be desired lane is equal to 3? No, it's actually 2 because we're 0 base. So 0, 1, 2. It's actually the third one. That's little varieties. Kind of gave me away that I'm old fart here. Hey, you're a cool old fart. You've been around the channel for a while. I really enjoy your support. Alright. Transform position, we're going towards the target position. And that is the speed over here. So the speed is going to be something that's going to be changing towards the game. So I'll store it inside of a field simply called speed. Private float speed. Amazing. It's going to be equal to 3. Why not? Okay, so we have something like that for now. I think this is a little bit too disgusting. We have to like optimize this code, but I can do that when you guys are not looking, just to make it good for the tutorial later on. Okay, so there's always like a big question when you make those type of games, because the environment is always going to be generated non-stop. Now, which one should be the one that moves? Should the word move or should the player move? I mean, if we move the player, we don't have any problems moving the player. simply because it's never going to reach a point. Like, I mean, the game gets harder and harder. It's never going to reach a point where you're going too far past the what is it, the maximum float. So I feel like we could actually just move that. Yeah, we could just move the player around. If we move the player around, however, we are going to need to add it on this thing. But before we even get into that, let's do if input get key down. Key code, let's go for Q. That's going to be move false, so we're moving left. Else if input get key down, key code E. Now obviously you realize that this is not going to be like this at all time. We're going to be using the swipe controls, but right now, just to test out, I need to use something that is fast and reliable. So move on this side. Alright. So what is this first null reference we have? We have a null reference on motor. Why? Player motor does not exist. Okay. It's right here. Oh, we do a simple get component. That's kind of stupid. Let's do a find object of type since we can afford it. The reason I say we can afford it is because we're on the beginning. Find object of type player motor. Hey, no, I can't send you my Skype. However, sorry, my Skype is already getting spam. Like, I've got my Facebook getting spam. I don't want my Skype getting spam. You gotta understand. If you want, however, there's the Discord page. This thing right here. There's like people already. Whoa, hey, amazing! You should be tuning in that nice Discord space. Let me put that in the chat. What's fun about Discord is I can actually look it up on my phone while I'm in the bus or something. So that's just cool. I'll actually go back to this, look at it once we're done with the stream, but for now we gotta move left and right. Okay, so when I'm pressing on Q and E, I get this feeling right here, as you can tell. It's kind of weird though. If I press on Q or E, sorry, twice, it actually goes back in the middle. So this one is fine, left and right is fine. But if I press one more time on E, it doesn't work. So it's just a matter of, I think we're going to index number 3 here. Oh yeah, no, you're right, actually. Yeah, I was trying to I was explaining to you earlier that we're 0 base, but you're right, this error line is 3, then we go back to 2. That was my bad. I'm so sorry about that. You were right, I was wrong. There we go. So we have this simple thing right here. Of course, we're going to be adding the transition in between. Actually, there should be a transition. It just feels like it's way too fast. The reason I'm saying there should be a transition is because we're using move towards. What if we do times time the delta time? And also this right here, let's actually have another constant at the top. So private const float. Let's do lane distance. They should be something like 4 meters apart. I don't know. I haven't really figured out what's the real sizing of these. So if we assume that the player is about 2 meter, then there's like, how many players is there? There's like 1, 2, 5 meters. How about 5 meters? Let's go with 5 meters. And we'll figure it out. Alright, back in the engine. Let's have a look at this. Hey, it's going way too far for our own vision, but I think it's actually quite good in terms of the size of the player versus where he needs to go. So that's a full line. It might be a little bit too much, yeah. Let's put that on full again. And we'll just pull the camera back a little bit. he's about right here, say 20% of the screen. So let's actually do that. Where's my main camera? It's right here. That's also going to be the player's camera. I'm going to have to script that later on. So something like this could work. 4 meters in the height and the z-axis, or sorry, y-axis. And I feel like we also need some kind of rotation looking downward, maybe 10 degrees. Okay, that could actually work. Alright, so let's see. You know what? I'm not going to do any scaling as of now, because we have to look at the assets first. And I've received the assets, I won't implement them right now, I'll implement them on the next stream. Hey, let's actually have a look a little bit at the comments. You don't have Skype, that's cool. How much you made Chandan? I don't know what that means. Oh, okay, you mean you were talking to somebody else, okay. Will you be able to use your shop tutorial from your mobile game? Yeah, I mean, we're gonna make a new shop for this game because it's a little bit different. Will you adapt to mobile at the end of the project? That is actually, we're going for mobile right off the get-go. Happy firing. You have 40 people working for you. I think you're quite successful already. When is the next break, BRB? It's actually quite soon. I have to bounce and actually go work out a bit. I have like a scheduled workout just to try and get back in shape a bit. Alright, cool. Okay, so that's a simple triple lane things. We need to move forwards as well. So to move forward, we're going to keep track of the current Z. And when you are in game, of course, that current Z is going to go up. So current Z is plus equal to say time.time times, what should it be? The X speed should always be the same. So like how fast you move in between lanes should always be the same, but the time that you actually move in front of you should be different. It should actually go up as the game progress. So I'll put it on 3 for now, but it's gonna go up more and more later, and it shouldn't actually do anything at the moment. Let's actually go back. No, this is gonna take way more than 4 hours. If you're here and you're expecting the game to be done, I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen today. As much as I want it to happen today, it's just not going to. Let's do a new Vector 3. Also, just a random question out of the blue like that. Who plays video games in here? Like online video games. Position Y, and we're going towards the currency. Okay, that's too fast. So maybe going 0.5 meters every second sounds a little bit better. No, there's something wrong with the speed here. It's probably because I'm modifying my position twice. Oh, wait. time. Why am I? I'm not there anymore. Sorry. Delta time times speed. That was some weird stuff right there. Let's see. Yeah, you guys play game Battlefield 4. I have to get into that. Grand Theft Auto. That's also cool. The Skywire. I don't know what Skywire is. TF2. I've played TF2 for a good amount of time. I don't know. I'm not really into it so much. Like, if you compare it to Overwatch, I didn't play TF2. I played too much Overwatch though. No, I play League of Legends too, Pika. Like, I used to be quite good at the game. Yes, this is gonna be uploaded later. You don't play League of Legends anymore. That's fine. I don't have time to play it too much. We have to make games instead. Okay, let's actually speed up the speed in between lanes. Let's do 5 here, and let's also attach the camera right now. We're gonna put it beneath the player. I'll actually move it in a bit. Of course, later on it's gonna be changed because the camera right now follows the player, and that is not something we want. We want something that looks at it but isn't really attached like that. But you know what? I'm actually feeling like I should be ending this tutorial right now. Get ready because I have to move at 1 p.m. I have to move and actually get ready for the workout thing. But now that I know that like people are actually tuning in the live stream on YouTube, I think we can actually turn this into something more common. Like, I was hesitating to start it at first because just, Twitch, the way I stream on Twitch has like 6 or 7 viewers, and I get a lot of troubles because sometimes I do games, sometimes I do real life stuff, sometimes I do code, and it's like so many sections now with Twitch. But with YouTube, feel like we can actually do that more often. So guys, I'm actually going to end on this, and next time we do a stream, I'd like to actually do it on support. So if you guys like want to come in, ask question, debug a bit, like maybe have 1 hour or 2 hour of debugging like every weekend should be cool. Just to actually keep this thing going. I am enjoying this quite a lot. Hey, thank you so much. I will come back next time for the Subway tutorials with assets that my friend made, and we should do this more often. Thank you guys. Catch you later. I'm also going to fix this stupid thing on top of my face and get some curtains. Alright, peace.